Shout out to all of you who are still here. Today we have an individual. I don't know exactly her social media name. I think she shows it in the video, but she basically speaks out after receiving criticism, and not even criticism, but just racist messages following the announcement of her engagement to her fiance, who you can see in the center. Uh, as you can see here, lovely couple. They're looking like they're happily engaged. They're trying to do things the right way. And you see how a good amount of America pays them off? Well, let her explain it.
I posted my engagement photos. I thought I would have some family and friends and my lovely followers here congratulate me and celebrate this new season of life. But what happened is our engagement photos went unexpectedly viral, and we had a huge onslaught of racist comments. We got comments from the Black community criticizing Nick for being with a white woman. We got comments from white people and other races saying I was ruining my bloodline, which is absolutely disgusting. And we got tons of comments talking about how I'm going to end up being a single mom, how we're going to get divorced, how this is disgusting. And I guess we just live in a bubble in California, but I never thought that that would be something we would be dealing with our engagement photo announcement. It was starting to take a toll on my mental health, and so I decided to take 2 months off of creating content full time and reevaluate my boundaries with social media. The reason I started creating content in the first place is I didn't see representation of us and our family and our lifestyle. In my mind, it's just the modern day relationship. When I go to the store in the San Francisco Bay Area, I see tons of mixed kids and mixed families, and I wanted to bring more of that to social media. So when I was reflecting on where to go from here and what boundaries to reassess, I am gonna show less of my partner on social media, but we both agree that it's important to continue showing up and having representation, and that the hateful commentary on our engagement post, it is an indicator of a society that is so sick and divided, and our presence here is important and necessary.
All right, so shout out to her. I'll look into her social media in a bit, but let me go through the details she stated. For starters, she said she got criticism from, one, the community, and we all know the entities of the community who actually would hate such a pairing like this. The sisterhood, mainly the same sisters who would have rejected that man for not being swagged up, swagged out, and balled out. Because check this out, I mean, this looks like an everyday kind of dude that you see walking around the street, or having a job, having a job, paying taxes. Because you know that isn't sexy to most sister girls, right? We all know that. So it was probably mostly them from the community, and their simps. Their simps who are basically trying to, do anything they can in order to impress Keisha and them. So there's that. She also mentioned racism from the dominant society, and interestingly enough, other races of people. Oh, you mean the ass kissers who are trying to kiss up to the dominant society by shitting on interracial couples dealing with black men? That seems like the modus operandi when it comes to a lot of people who come to this country specifically. Because as I always say, there are a lot of good immigrants. There are a lot of hard-working immigrants who just want to make a decent life and do better for their families. They go to Canada. They go to the UK. They go to Australia even. They go to Europe. But those who come here, they just want the cheat code. They want the cheat code of hating black people in order to get accepted in the whiteness. Not all, but too many of them. And I think this has been this has actually been done consciously, because I think a lot of the powers that be saw that boomers or old people in general were dying and on their way out, and not a lot, but a good amount of whites were like her and trying to turn a new leaf. So, of course, they had, until this recent Gen Z conservative movement, they had to renew the tree of hatred, of getting individuals who they would figure would already hate blacks or would be susceptible to hating blacks. So there's that. Third, she brought out that, I wanted to bring out representation like it was, or like it is in the San Francisco Bay Area. Ma'am, I'm going to have to break this to you. I don't know where you live in the San Francisco Bay Area. You probably live in Walnut Creek or Concord or Antioch, somewhere in that area. or I want to say like that Contra Costa County near what is it? Fairfield, Vacaville, near basically I want to say what's that place called? Sacramento. She probably listened to those areas because let's be honest, the Bay Area is not interracial friendly when it comes to black men and non-black women. You may see every other pairing. You'll see a white man with an Asian woman. You'll see that easily. You may even see a Hispanic and a white, or Hispanic and Asian, but you aren't seeing a black in the damn thing when it comes from the peninsula, San Francisco, the peninsula, on down to San Jose, and in the East Bay. At best, you're seeing is basically the stereotype. And I hate to say it, a lot of that stereotype that the alt-righters talking about and that these Keishas are talking about, you do see some of that in the East Bay area because that's just how it is. But you go inland, yeah, you probably live more inland where there's money. Between that and Sacramento, because in the Bay Area right now, it is one of the few areas that has racially progressed, in my opinion, to the point where I almost don't want to be a 49ers fan. If it wasn't for the team itself, trying and just giving out effort, I would quit being a 49ers fan just because of that reason alone. But she also said that going from here on out, she mentioned that she will put her partner on less, which is a damn shame. That is basically letting the terrorists win. And in my opinion, those individuals who commented on your video are terrorists, ma'am. So as far as, and if this was any other, if this was the UK, they would be considered terrorists. If this was Germany, they would be considered terrorists. If this was Canada, they would be considered terrorists. That's just how it is. That's how the rest of the, hell, if this is the UAE, Switzerland, Singapore, they definitely would be considered terrorists because they put civic nationalism above everything. Above your little free speech or whatever. Because let's be honest, free speech when it comes to America, that's what they mean. To shit on people like them. That's what a lot of people want free speech for. They don't want free speech to call out the bull crap, because if that's the case, we wouldn't be in the scenario we're in geopolitically right now. We would. But yeah, that's what we got. And let's see how much free speech we have in the comment section. So, and mind you, this is X, so this is one of the harbors for the mock free speech advocate to basically just using it not to call out the elite, not to call out Trump and them, not to call out how they're being fleeced of any little health care and welfare that they have. And I mean legitimate welfare, not the handout welfare. And I mean the legitimate kind. They don't call out the elite and corporations that are trying to take away every little dollar that they have. They don't use that free speech to go after the BBC. Typical. Oh, they want to go after this free speech to talk about how their dollar's been devalued by like 17% since Trump took over office. Oh, listen, and it's not even Trump. Biden, Obama, all the rest of them. They don't want to talk about that. They want to talk about America's status as a world reserve currency losing because we can't get along with other nations. And I don't even mean by supplicating to them and bowing down to what they want, but just pissing people off just for ships and giggles. Really? We're not talking about that. We're talking about BBC, though. We're not talking about how the jobs are being shipped to China, and now AI is coming in and wiping out all the remaining jobs that are here. We're not talking about those, even though that's a bit of a fabrication, but we're not even talking about those. I would respect people. I respect people more who are talking about all these AI jobs are gone. Hey, look, AI's gonna take our jobs, man. You aren't paying attention, man. I respect those guys more than these assholes who are using their free speech to talk about the BBC, the BBC. As far as I'm concerned, America gets what it deserves. But, side note, let's see what these people have to say. It is only the incels who can't get laid that are against interracial marriage for a reason. So bask in their pain and jealousy. Well, that's exactly. You got all the excuses. You got the J people being blamed. They don't know what's coming. I'm not jealous. Yeah, I shouldn't have to compete with brown people. Oh, look at this. What does it say here? Asian women are made for Aryans. They're against that sort of interracial relationship when it involves BBC. But if it's an Aryan man, oh, it's okay. It's not interracial. It's not interracial. White men won't breed or reproduce with their own women, unfortunately, so we end up picking up their slack. Yep, exactly. You say that again. It's for the greater good of all mankind. Let them cope and continue to scream into pillows and hump in pillows and punch pillows. right, and then you got some AI roasting Brad with an interracial couple here, and Keisha with an interracial couple. So there's that. Damage Elon Musk is doing to people's brains, especially young white folks on this platform, is unimaginable. It's like living in the bubble created for yourself. Sometimes people need to leave social media and just go touch some grass outside. No, you don't want them touching grass because next second, you know, these same people. Oh my goodness, X is so bad. X is so bad. X is so gay. It's so horrible, man. Anyway, black men with white women is the most hated union. Well, black men with white women is the second most hated union. It's black men with Asian women that's the most hated union. Let's take note of that. But it is. Black men with white women is second most hated union. Nobody gives it when it's the white men with black women or white men with Asian women. Black men are de-policed and white women are called race traitors for dating out. Oh. And white women can date Asian or Latino dudes and they won't get as much crap. Muslim dudes, okay, they'll get crap in Europe, but yeah. But yeah, when it comes to the BBC in America, oh, don't let that happen. Not let that happen. Oh. Let's see. My brother married. Okay, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay, never mind. If two people click and love one another, then that's their business. People just money. Okay, exactly. Black man married a black woman, and he's happily married because he's not de-policing. Okay, here we go. Yeah. Hope he gets some pussy tonight. Hope he gets some big booty pussy. Shut up. The race thing didn't start today. It's not gonna. Yeah, of course, it's not gonna. Right? Enjoy your marriage, of course. Yeah. Okay. We don't care. Just don't bet. Yeah, exactly. That's full. Yeah, that's crap. Yep. We don't care. BMW. Just don't bash us. Yep. And this is the typical alt-righter. Yeah, exactly. Most of those WMs commenting are dead in genetic. I wish it was the case. I really wish that was the case if they were dead in genetic incels. But they're still getting picked up. They're still getting breeding. You see all these swirlers and these self-hating Asian women that Asian men will refuse to, bring out the tiger in them, the Lee Kuan Yew in them, the freaking Deng Xiaoping in them, the freaking hell, even the Shinzo Abe in them. They won't bring out those figures and check their women who are going after these racist ass white men. They're just sitting inside for some reason. It isn't like they're sitting inside getting white women. Let's just be honest. If they were getting white women in mass, okay, I'd be like, all right, they're just ignoring the problem because they're already saying, dude, Asian dudes, you're women. I'm just saying. You're women going after white men and shitting on black men and shitting on you too. Just be honest. Anyway, yep. But yeah, these guys are not dead-end genetic incels. Their genes are being carried to the future. And trust me, this administration is making sure that the dead-end incels are getting a voice and getting some poon, getting their peen touch finally, because oh my god, it's MAGA's back. It's MAGA time. MAGA, yeah. Okay, whatever. Note the hate came from the usual suspects. BWOW. He said it, not me. She fails to say this, though we all know BWO is W. I simultaneously wanted to take the place. So yeah, many times jealous. Leave BM alone with our WWO. So there's some support. There's a lot of support, and then and WMs wonder why their women aren't checking for them. The only reason that matters is the human race. And look, the alt-righters are coming in. You knew the alt-righters. Are the most dumb. Yep, alt-righters. Oh, yeah. Okay. I don't want you. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Yep, exactly. Alright, anyway. Yeah, this is a cesspool in X, as I said before. Let's figure out what her social media is exactly. Alright, so shout out to these two people, I should say. So apparently I was able to find their social media. I'm not going to put it in there exactly. I'm sure out of privacy concerns and privacy reasons, I'm going to leave her alone. And I'm not going to bring her any unwanted necessary attention. But as you can see here is a collage of the wedding. What is it? It was a wedding party, actually. This is a wedding party where it looks like, okay, so you got the mom, you got the dad, you got the husband. So this is actually the start of it, the start of the video, and their dog. So apparently either this is an engagement party or a wedding party. I'm gonna engagement party. So there's a husband there, and then there's the group of friends. So bouquet of flowers. You know how girls love it. And then, oh, those two as a kid. He looked like an EL. He looked like an EL. So Keisha wasn't going to go for him anyway. Stop it. Get some help. And so there's that. There's that. So, oh my goodness. Oh, this is upper middle income white girl stuff. This is no shock, no roast to her. But this is what I would expect an upper middle income white woman would decorate for an engagement party. And there's a friend. Uh-oh, Asian chick. Let's go. Those two drinking. Oh, nice. Cupcakes and drinks. And, let me stop. See, chopping it up. So they're the friends again. So, and they're the Or of the Fours. And there you go. So, all right. So I'm glad that these two are happy. Oh, Salmon. There you go. Upper middle income stuff. There you go. So, as far as I'm concerned, these two look happy. That's all that matters. To these two individuals, I wish you the best of luck in your marriage. I'm also, well, just to be transparent, I am in North Cal myself. So, hopefully, the two of you were able to find your interracial haven, because there are not a lot of those around here in this country. And there are a decreasing amount of them, and even in California, at least as far as my observation goes. But yeah, other than that, to all the haters out there, to all the people who have nothing better to do, well, I'm not even telling you all to grow up. Because when the reckoning comes, the economic reckoning comes, when you're blindsided by it, I hope as many of you go down with it. I really do, because this country really needs it just needs a cleansing. I'm just going to say that. And you can interpret that every way you want. Everyone else out there, always bet on X.